I used to be 511 pounds. I had gastric sleeve surgery 6 years ago, and I've lost a total of 330 pounds. I got a little under 185 for my lowest weight. I'm currently at around 205. I'm trying to bulk up a little bit. And I am
Yep.
currently signed up for a Muscle and Fitness Men's Health Mr. 2020 Health and Fit 2026 competition. That's right. I'm currently, it's like a national wide one. It's online. So you just go for the votes and whatnot, just try to promote your stuff, promote a healthy lifestyle. And I'm currently fifth, which is really cool. I got interviewed for my local news station last night. So I was on the news. My kids were really excited about that. Say that I had a lot of people very encouraging. I got a lot of good responses. Um, and yeah, so I've just been on last 6 years, been on a very consistent journey, just trying to share my story a little bit, hopefully to inspire some others that are out there that might feel like they're stuck, because I know that I did at one point in time. I didn't
Yeah,
always have the
absolutely.
motivation, and I didn't, you get a little bit overwhelmed when you see a lot of people online, a lot of the influencers. Some people may have already been
Yeah.
semi physically fit at the beginning, and I see
Right.
how it gets able to get discouraged. And I just want to be
Absolutely.
a beacon for others out there that want to, have that kind of support and know that it is possible for yourself. This is a great tool that I have. I'm very grateful for everybody that's been a part of this and has supported me in any way. I don't do it for the likes. I don't do it for any other reason. I'm not selling nothing. I just want to see somebody out there that can take their life back the way that I have. I say I have two wonderful kids, a wonderful wife. I wake up every day and I'm happy and I'm healthy, and I want other people out there to be able to have the same thing that I do now.
I love it. Yeah. And that's what motivates me as well, to just share my story and let them know that there's a possibility of themselves too. And you can see in the chat how everybody's loving on you right now. So that's
Oh,
awesome. Thank you for coming up. Now, um, we'll get back to the beginnings, but tell us what happened at the meetup the other day or today or whenever it
yeah.
was that
So,
made you so excited.
um, like I said, I don't do it for the likes and I don't do it for nothing else. But the camera
Mm-hmm.
guy himself for the news crew was a heavier set gentleman, and he told me that he was like, "Dude, I could really use your help," and that meant more to me than anything. He said he gets really discouraged, and it's hard to keep the motivation, and I know exactly what that is. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. It made me so happy. It made me cry. We
Yeah.
exchanged numbers. I'm going to link up with him. We're going to do some workouts. I'm going to try to help him as much as I can. That's the whole goal for me. And being able to touch somebody, I guess, in real time, that's like 3 feet away from me, not just through a screen, it meant a lot. And just been
I love that.
it's just been a very overwhelming past 2 days for me. Today I am 2 years sober, and I'm
Yes.
just I don't know. Everything's kind of happening at once. I feel like it's just really cool, and I'm just very grateful to be here. I'm grateful for anybody who just wants to follow along, and for other
Yeah.
people out there that you guys have a similar story. Like it's possible. You can do it. I'm in your corner 100%. If you ever need any help, advice, someone to talk to, I'm available all the time. Just a regular dude. I don't do nothing else besides go to work, hang out with my kids, and go to the
Right.
gym.
Right.
AJ, you've always been very supportive, and you're so great. You spread valuable information, and you're very uplifting. And I'm appreciative
Mm.
and very grateful to have been able to find you and follow you as well. I love hopping into your
Oh.
lives. I love all your conversations, and I just think you're a very genuine person, and I truly do appreciate you as a friend and a follower too.
Oh, well, thank you, Chris. That's very sweet of you. You had someone in here said you'd be a great personal trainer. Have you ever thought about something like that?
Yeah, well, definitely that's the goal right now. Is I would like to get into personal training. Really for anybody, but for people that were kind of in the same position that I was in. That's the goal. I want to be able to help somebody, like I said, just take their life back. Sometimes it seems like it's unattainable, but it is not. I am living proof that if you want it, you can do it. It doesn't have to be overcomplicated. It is simple, but it is not easy. And you don't have to be great to start. You just have to start if you want to be great.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Dwayne in the chat says, hey, proof you never know how your story can inspire someone else out there. So talk a little bit about that. Here you are doing this thing that can seem a little daunting, right? You're putting yourself out there,
Yeah.
right? And now you've got this man who is probably feeling a little odd being there. He doesn't fit in necessarily with how he looks, but he hears your story. He looks at you and he says, you know what? This is the time I'm going to take to reach out to this man and have a conversation. right? Isn't
Yeah,
that cool?
it's the coolest thing in the world. I never thought that I would be somebody that would help inspire others. I was always looking to others for the inspiration. Um, so to be able to use my stuff to help somebody else, just get the same benefit that I've had, I think would be amazing. It's not like I have to reach a
Hmm.
million people. As long as I could just reach one or two, I think that that would be cool enough. I didn't have, I
And you know what?
was,
It's
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I just
No,
said I was
please.
losing time with like my kids and stuff, and I was 28. I
Hmm.
was 28, 511 pounds, and I had sleep
Yeah.
apnea. I had high blood pressure. My sciatica was through the roof. I needed help getting socks and shoes on.
Yeah.
You eventually grow to a point where you're just tired of it. You're going to lose your life, and you're going to lose your family or something, and you don't want to get
Yeah.
there. Nobody wants to get there. And I'm just
No.
very, very grateful to be where I'm at. And if anybody ever wants any help or anything, say please reach out to me.
I know. I know, Melissa. Tear up. I'm an emotional wreck too. If you start crying, Chris, I'm going to start crying. So, for them, someone who feels that way, like, in my body at 5'5", I felt the way you did, like what was going to happen, right? So it seems overwhelming, but what could you tell someone if they feel like there's just, it's too much or they feel overwhelmed, right? We know it's like one step forward, right? We understand that now, but what words of wisdom would you give someone to just help them understand that if they just take that first step,
The first
you know?
step is the most important. It's getting the ball rolling. It's getting the momentum started. You don't have to overcomplicate it, and it doesn't have to be a big crazy thing. What I started whenever I was
Hmm.
511 pounds was I did a 10-minute walk a day because I knew that I could at least make 10 minutes for myself. I didn't have to run that 10 minutes. I didn't care about
Yeah.
the distance. I just wanted to make a 10-minute walk for myself. If I could scroll for 10 minutes a day, I knew I could at least walk for 10 minutes a day. I had to start
Isn't that
something
the truth?
small. Yeah, I had to
I,
start small. Somewhere I could
I,
build something I could do daily and build a consistency out of it. And I
yeah,
still take those 10-minute walks every day. I get my kids
yeah.
involved with me. I take the dog, and
If someone tells you, I just don't have the time in the day, I just don't have enough time, what would you say?
I'd say that I think you really need to dig deep and find out where the excuses lie there. Because that's what I
Hmm.
used to do. I was full of excuses. I have two kids. I have a wife. I work a full-time job. I work a blue-collar job. I'm busy all the time. Um, you can always find time for yourself. It doesn't have to, you don't need 5 hours a day. Like I said, you can do 10 minutes a day. Start small. It doesn't have to be crazy. Do a little bit for
Yeah,
you. I started a workout for me beyond just walking was getting up off the couch. I would
absolutely.
in
That's
between
a workout.
yeah, exactly. At that size, that was a workout. So in between
Taking a shower.
TV,
Let's talk about that.
taking a shower, oh man, just putting on my socks and shoes was a workout. I had to hold my breath
Yeah,
and really work for it. But yeah,
absolutely.
it was the small things that I decided. I decided that I just didn't. I was gonna try not to ask people to help me. Maybe if I wanted something from the kitchen, I was gonna go get up and get it. If I wanted to do it,
Yeah,
I wanted to get up and get it. I made little small changes that helped, develop a bigger consistency and discipline in my own life. And
I love it. And that's what
that's
it's about,
yeah,
right? It's not about motivation. Were you motivated most of the time?
never. I still lose the motivation sometimes, but I know that the
Right.
discipline outweighs the motivation.
Yeah. I love that to hear that. So that gentleman that you met, what did you say that you would do with him? How did you end the conversation? What did he say to you? What did you say to him?
So we were doing the interview, and they had me doing some different workouts, so they could get some different clips of it. And in between, like I was setting up some different weights, and in between, he was like, "Man," he just said it under his breath. He didn't even really say it to me. He's like, "Man, I need your help." And I stopped what I was doing immediately, and I was like, "Well, where do you want to go? What do you want to do?" I said, "Do you have a gym membership?" That was the first question I asked him. He said, "Yeah, I go to Planet Fitness." I asked what locations. I told him I'd meet up with him at any point in time, And then in that moment, before we did anything else, I was like, "Let's just go ahead and exchange numbers. I want to go ahead and lock this in." We
Yeah,
did. He texted me as soon as he left. He was like, "Man, I'm really excited. I want to get started." And I think I'm probably more excited than he is. I think this is a great opportunity for the both of us. It gets me out there a little bit more. Like I said, I get very anxious, very nervous, so I don't really post a lot
hmm,
of videos with my own voice and whatnot. That's my own thing.
yeah.
But to
We
be
all
able to
have
be
that.
around somebody else, I guess, and be able to help them, I think it'll be great. I'm like I said, I think I'm probably more excited than he is.
I bet. No, I get that. I get that. You changed your life. You see a hope for the future now, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What does your family say? What do your kids say? Is there any special moments that you would love to share between them and you, or your partner or anybody?
My family has they all are very encouraging to me. They all my kids love working out with me now too, so
Mm,
they are just as active as I am, and I like they don't have to even say it all the time, but I know that I'm inspiring them. My daughter tells me all the time how proud she is of me when she sees me come home from work and then I go to the gym. She goes, "Dad, the grind never stops," and honestly, I love that. And
oh,
just seeing that response out of them, that's like the goal. I want it to be around for my kids, and they're just as pleased to be here with me and doing all the stuff that I am, and it's going to make them just as
yeah.
healthy. And I couldn't ask for more.
Kids are smart, right? They see you. They saw you when you were 500 some pounds, right? Imagine if things never changed, right?
Yeah, they get to see
And
somebody
so,
who's you can make a difference. So you can be
yeah,
consistent, and you can get what you want. You can have what you want to achieve.
yeah. And that's powerful for them. They will take that with them for the rest of their life, seeing their dad get healthy, right? And happy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So these are all things that they see. All the tools that I've used, they all currently have in their tool belt as well, and they're using them.
I love that you
I
say
listen to,
toolbox because it's so true, isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
All the
None of
tools that we have in our toolbox,
That's exactly what they are. The
but we
VSG for
have to
me was
use
a
it.
tool. Yeah. Say if you don't use your tool, it's
Yeah.
no good. Say, and
Yeah.
that's what it's about. You got to make a tool belt. Use some. Maybe you don't use them all the time, but you're gonna use one of those tools at some point. And you want to be able to have those with you. So for me, it
Yeah.
was the
And you got to
surgery,
look at the manual. You got to look
consistency.
at the manual. You got to figure out how to use them correctly,
Yeah,
right?
exactly, exactly.
Don't go half-assed in it. Like, let's figure it out.
Yeah,
Use
like
it to
I
the
said,
best.
one of the things that I told my kids, I said, it's about the effort that you're going to put in. You can tell me all day that you do 100 push-ups a day, but if you're not actually putting in that work, it's not going to make a difference. I just want to see you do the one or two that actually means something and it's good effort. That's going to make the
Hmm.
real difference. You got to be true and honest with yourself. It doesn't have to be hard, like I said. It's rather simplicated. It's rather simple, so you don't have to overcate it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think by our actions and by our demeanor and by how we live is how we really inspire the ones around us, right? And so I think that's happening for your kids and your wife. And what would you give to someone like if someone's saying, I really want my loved one or my family member or my friend to be able to get their health back? What do you think is the best way to help someone?
I think
Is it by telling them that they're doing something wrong or by showing them? What do you think?
I would say for me I wanted someone to tell me and show me. I feel
Hmm.
like there was a lot of people in my life, which I'm not mad at them whatsoever, but sometimes people tried to be way too easy about what was going on with me and how big I was getting, and they didn't want to like maybe hurt my feelings or put me in a depressive state, and I understand that. But
Hmm.
I can't speak for everybody, but for myself, sometimes I just needed that real kick in the butt. I wanted someone
Yeah.
that was going to finally be honest with me and tell me. And because
Sometimes we need to hear that for sure.
yeah,
Absolutely.
it put me into perspective. I'm not saying you have to go about it and be mean. You don't have to be mean spirited, but you can be honest with somebody, and that's important. That's real. That's love. Being honest with somebody
Hmm.
because you fear for their future. You fear for their health. You want to see them do
Yeah.
better. You want them to be around with you. You want to have a life with them, or that's nothing but love. It's not hate. It's not judgmental. It's you wanting the best for who you have in your life, and there's nothing wrong with that. So if you know somebody
Yeah.
out there that you would like to see help take their life back, please just talk to them. You don't have
Yeah.
to be
It's
hard.
the
You
way
can
you
talk.
say it too, right? It's the way
Yeah,
you say it.
it's always the way you say something. Never what you
Yeah.
say. It's always how you say it. I
Yeah.
firmly believe that.
Yeah. Well, I just love it. I love that I caught you this morning in your vulnerable state in your truck.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Thank you.
and I was telling you that you need to share, and everyone in the comments is like, please, Chris, only if you want to, but you know how powerful it is to get your voice out and to talk about your own experience. And people will relate to you more than they would relate to me, or vice versa. So, you know, I think you've found a whole new community here in my page today that if you ever decide, and he does go live, guys. He does go live usually when he works out a little bit here and there.
Yeah,
So
yeah. A little bit.
if you do follow him when he goes live, catch us live. And I think, I don't know what you want to do when you go live necessarily. I know you work out, which is awesome. But yeah, if you ever want to share, I think it's just amazing when someone can share where they've been and how far they've come just by being determined and consistent and, realizing that you had this pivotal moment in your life, whether you're either going to be here or not. right? And people need to hear that. People need to see that it's possible. And I think you'd be awesome if that's ever something that you want to do. We're all here to support you, of course.
Well, thank you very much. I truly do appreciate it. Everybody's been so kind in the comments. I appreciate you guys. Definitely helped cover my anxiety a little bit.
Yeah.
But,
No,
yeah,
it could be hard getting on here.
yeah, definitely. But yeah, I'm just very appreciative for everything. Like I said, I'm appreciative for you. You guys have all been very great. And anybody, like I said, anybody out there that needs some help, please don't hesitate to reach out to either one of us. So I'm sure we'd be more than happy to help.
Sorry, there's a trash truck if it gets loud.
No, it's okay.
But I know you weren't expecting to come up here, but I'm so glad you came up. You don't have to stay, or you can, whatever you want to do up here. I know you're busy.
Yeah, I got to get back to it here soon. So I just had a few minutes. We took a lunch, so I figured I was like, yeah, I'll hop on for a few.
Good. Well, keep up the awesome work. You're an inspiration to me always.
Thank you so much, AJ, and I'll see you here soon.
All right, thanks.
You guys have a good one.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
How long did it take you to go from 520 to where you are now? Really quick. Mush has a question
6
in the chat.
years. 6 year journey for me.
And that is a great point. Really quick, 30 seconds. A lot of people are looking for quick fixes, right? They want it quick. What would you tell them? And why is patience and why is that so vital? Tell me what you think in your experience.
It is going to be a journey. It is going to be a journey. It is not overnight. You're probably not going to see the progress right away, and it's going to be hard. But the consistency, I promise you, I'm living proof it is worth it. If you stick with it day in and day out, you will be able to achieve your goals. I just can't stress that enough. Consistency is key here. It's not going to be easy, and it is a long, hard road, but it is going to be so worth it. You are going to feel validated in yourself. You're going to find a lot more self-love and self-respect for it. I can't stress that enough. It is very important. Like I said, not a short road, a very long one, but it's definitely worth it, and it is extremely attainable for anybody out there. I've done this. I am not on any peptides. I don't take any other supplements. I take creatine and a pre-workout. That's about it. So beyond that is all I've done besides the surgery, and that is nothing more than a tool.
Yeah.
So you can do it too. But
I love it.
I appreciate you, AJ, and